Hello and welcome to the Two Themes Tournament Finals between Sounder and Any4Cards. The Two Themes Tournament was a tournament in which the kingdoms were generated by Donald X made a big list of themes and cards were put into these groups, and then every kingdom in the tournament is generated by randomly selecting two themes and then randomly pulling cards from those groups. So the first theme today is the first two themes for the match are durations and costs $5. And they're going to play first to 3.5 match. All right. So there are some durations here and some durations that cost $5. So we'll never know. We'll never know whether the tactician or the quartermaster came from which of those two themes. We just won't know. I don't know if it works where it's always evenly split 5 and 5. I don't know. I didn't investigate. I didn't play in this tournament, and I investigated far enough to learn what I learned and what I've already reported, and not much more. So if it's always 5 and 5, then only one of these $5 duration cards came from the $5 card, and one of them from the duration. We'll see. I'm gonna guess that it's 5 and 5 because it's already pretty evenly split, but that could happen randomly. I don't know if I ever played a game with Marchland that got recorded. Marchland is the most recent promo card, and it's a victory card, which is a bit of a Silk Road replacement. It's worth 1 point per 3 victory cards. It's a little more generous on that front, and then it also has a win-gain ability. Give you plus buy-in. You can get a little bit of a vault storeroom mill kind of effect. It's pretty fun, and I haven't played a whole lot with it, but I've enjoyed what I've seen of it. All right, so we've got a silver and a fishing village. There's unfortunately, if you want to see big things happening here, no draw really here. Actually, no draw basically at all because there's not a cantrip to pair with the Royal Galley. You can count tactician if you want to be. You can double tack. Okay, we'll say because double tack is possible, we'll say there is some draw, but not a lot. There's a very bad Royal Galley board. Royal Galley being in the durations category is a bit sad, right? It's like, here you go. Here's 4 cards you definitely cannot play in every kingdom in which you appear. That's a bit of a bummer for Royal Galley. That's a bit mean. I'm not sure I would have included it in that particular group, but I'm sure it's found good targets in the games that it's appeared. It is quite cruel though. I don't know. You can't do all that much here. You know what you could try and do? You could try to just get the quartermaster quickly, right? And then be gaining estates and then try to be buying marchlands. That's not crazy. The things it's competing with are incredibly slow, or not. I mean, they're not that slow, but they don't do that much either. Unless I'm completely missing something. Like you can double tack, woohoo. It is a little bit cute. You can do buy marchland as a part of your double tacticianing. Because you can maybe he'll show up later. Storm. You can buy marchland, discard more stuff. No, that doesn't work for tactician. What am I saying? I haven't played this game in months. That's not true. All right, we already lost the estates. They both get secluded shrines? Guess so. Okay. Well, those marchlands aren't going to be worth anything if you go about trashing your estates. Buy it. We've got a gold buy already, which I actually find that really hard to believe. I mean, the 5s are still quite good. All of them, every single one of them is, well, not the band, but all the other ones are quite good. Well, you know, not that you'd buy marchland now, but I don't know if people are going, what they're shooting for here. That sounder is getting a haggler. I'm not sure I'm going to come out of this game giving this kingdom a thumbs up. But they still have time to surprise us. I don't know if I've really looked at the marchland art. There's some mountains. Pretty good mountains. Nice bit of sky. Pretty nice little scene, I guess. Okay, we've trashed the copper, and now now if you're willing to, if you're like, I'm a gold buyer the turn before, what about this turn would make you not a gold buyer? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. Not that I think it's correct necessarily, but man, I don't know why they bought Secluded Shrine. Secluded Shrine's such a bad card. Honestly. And it doesn't do all that much here. You could have played the Secluded Shrine first. No, wait, that's the other hand. Never mind. Takes the key. Then what? Like, buying Astrolabe to trash 2 coppers is such a bummer move. It just doesn't do anything. If you're buying gold, maybe you'd be a little happier about that, but so they're going back, I guess, gonna trash maybe. Not sure. Like, you might as well. We're 10 minutes in and I don't know. The turns don't have anything to them. That is a thing though in Dominion. Sometimes when your turns don't have anything into them, you really start agonizing over the buys because that's all you've got. That's one of those kingdoms. We are back to taking the key. We're back to where we were before via the undo. We've got a tactician by. It could be fine. It could also be whatever. Any4Cards is here. Does have $8. Got a royal galley. That's interesting. Goes ahead and goes right into the provinces. I think that's, to be honest, it's okay here. I mean, you'd feel better about that if you had like a haggler. You know, I think that would feel a little better, but it's not unreasonable at all. S-Sounder is getting another tactician, which I think is little ambitious. I don't know what double tack is doing at this stage. You're not trashed, not really. So I'm a little skeptical of whatever they're doing. Any4Cards, the Royal Galley gain also didn't really make any sense to me. There aren't that many good targets. They have like a treasure. That's it. The rest of the deck is not hittable. So I mean, Royal Galleon and treasure is good, but you can wait. I mean, I'd be taking estates. I like threatening the marchland angle. I would take an estate here and I would buy another quartermaster. But that's just me. I think it would have been really easy to get to 4-point marchlands in like not too long of a time. And once you're there, then you probably have time to get to a 5-point marchland. And then you just are way out scoring the provinces, I think. Just by having marchlands, estates, and duchies. What do we have here? Gains the silver to get a couple trashes in, okay. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. Buys another treasure. Okay. This is going to be... Maybe these royal galleys can play fishing villages. Oh, wait. No. No, they can't do that. So you get to play a haggler, which I guess is fine. And then you get to play nothing. Probably. You might try. Hey, you drew the treasure. That's actually huge. That's huge. Because it was far from guaranteed. The double tack starts looking more exciting minute by minute. So what are you going for here? You take your province. Are you getting another haggler? Are you getting another treasure? I'm guessing one of those things. You could get another... That's not it. That's not the card you want to click on. You could get another tactician, I guess. You're not drawing deck, so it's a little bit scary, I suppose. Goes for the treasure. Still got a quartermaster hanging out down here, okay. Any4Cards is just gonna have all this money and nothing much to do with it. I mean, you haven't overshot province by too much, so it's not a huge deal, but the Royal Galley gains continue to sort of baffle me. You just don't have the targets for it. Even just setting aside a silver has probably got a better chance of having something nice pop up, I think, but what do we have set aside here? Silver and Royal Galley, okay. At least you can take the, if you're Any4Cards, you can at least take the silver and buy a duchy or something. That's what I said, Cave. Those were my thoughts exactly. I've said that's just cruel to the poor Royal Galleys. S-Sounder's ability to double province is nice, but it is also not so nice when you're losing by couple provinces or whatever. Then it's a little sad. I'm not sure the VP counts here if Any4Cards takes the silver, right, and goes for like buy marchland. I guess you get a duchy as well. Oh, they go for fleet. This doesn't seem like a super good fleet deck. Now, for S-Sounder, I think there's more. But you're just trading a 5 guaranteed duchy now for probably a duchy later. Could be worse though. Could be better. It could be like Marchland Estate, isn't too unlikely. Man, this deck is weird though. I wonder if S-Sounder ever threatens triple. That would be quite a stretch. You need a lot of Royal Galley stuff to think that was possible. What can Any4Cards doesn't have any fishing village stuff going on here, so like you can pick up the Royal Galley if you want, but you're still, I guess maybe you'll draw a fishing village. I think there are some in the deck. I don't actually know that though. I could be wrong. S-Sounder picks up province treasure, just trying to get into a position to double or something, but I don't think there will be 2 provinces left. I think Any4Cards should pretty clearly take a province here. I would just probably take a state. Well, I guess there's something to be said for go ahead and taking the Royal Galley now. Then on the next turn you can play key or whatever. Well, you probably won't have the key, but you have $4 at least guaranteed. It's probably worth it more than the estate. You'd have to count the marchland, but 23, 4, 5, 6. 10, 11. You're not to like Marchland province territory. They do go ahead and take it. Oh no. Oh, they have to do it that way. Yeah, you can draw the fishing village and it's still just completely worthless. Oh my gosh. That's such a sad thing. Okay, I don't know. We're gonna have. They did find the astrolabe still, so they can at least get to 3. And they can fleet as well. And I guess hope that they get a really, really big marchland going for the next turn if you're S-Sounder. That's kind of your only out at this point. It's not like it's going to help you to wait and let your opponent buy the province. I don't think. You have to kind of see if you draw a tactician or not. That's a bit of a question. The way you play this turn, though, is not particular. I mean, you're going to start playing the Royal Galleys. I guess they're making a quartermaster decision. Well, is it guaranteed with fleet? I mean, certainly it gets enough points and can end the game, but does it stay ahead after any 4 cards fleet turn, which is like probably Marchland Duchy, maybe Marchland. No, it should be Marchland Duchy. Maybe S-Sounder's turn's big enough that Marchland Duchy doesn't catch that. I don't know. I don't know if Cave's not even in here. I'm speaking to ghosts. Now, the big thing for S-Sounder, of course, is that they can also buy fleet. If they want to go province fleet and hope that their next tactician turn is big enough that they pass them, which is definitely possible. Any4Cards can get an estate. I don't know why they're taking the key. Well, I guess if you already have enough money, I guess it's the same as the copper. You get it beforehand. That's kind of nice, I guess. I don't know if the Marchlands are worth more than there are at least 9 VP cards in there though, so finds the astrolabe again, that's quite valuable. I don't know how many green cards S-Sounder has. Obviously, he's going to pick up another estate with the with a quartermaster. So if the marchlands get to 3 points, then they'll only need 3 of those to tie. So 4 of those would win, which is certainly in hand already. Big marchland finish, pretty fun. Can get 5 of them even. 5 of them and a loose estate. You do have to get a bunch of fishing villages or whatever. The big tactician turns really pay off. Nice marchland board, it turns out. Get an estate too for good measure. Maybe the estate will... Oh, then we didn't buy the estate. We'll never know if it would have boosted it. Well, we can check, but... It doesn't show you... It shows you how much they're worth, but it doesn't list the count anyways. We had 9, 11. One more would have done it. That's a blender. We'd have 6 more points. Oh boy. Okay. That was, you know what? In the end, the double tack won me over. I mean, I didn't really like what it was fighting against at all, but nice big finish. That was cute. Game 1 goes to S Sounder, or just Sounder now. One of the S's has died. That happened a long time ago, but it's still ingrained in my memory. Okay. This is a nice little highway board. These are cantrips and gain miscellaneous. Gain miscellaneous. That must be... I don't know what that means exactly, but that must be like the supplies, like the treasure trove, the jeweled egg, and the haggler. I'm assuming. I don't think ritual is supposed to be in here, though. That's not true. I'm bad at reading. Ritual is supposed to be in there. Let me see. I have a list of the themes. I don't know what the cards and gain miscellaneous. Gainers that care about something other than cost or silver or gold. Cool. Supplies might be in cantrip. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I believe it. Okay, what have we got? Somebody had we have silver supplies and supplies haggler. So the haggler is a little nicer. Well, yeah, it's fine. Haggler's a bit nicer. I mean, what you're looking for here... Okay, there's no trashing, so it's not that easy to pull off, but you're still presumably angling towards the highway market stuff, some amount. You do have stop cards that you can only get past via farmhands removing them, so not very much, but you can also the supplies can make some of the turns bigger than they would otherwise be, while making some of the other turns smaller on average, or smaller, even the average is whatever break even. You can save your horses too. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, you can save the horses up for a bigger turn. Though I think yeah, all of these things you can do only take you so far along the way. It just desperately needs trashing or an actual draw card. Otherwise, you're still just at the whims of putting some of this stuff in a hand together. But I guess it's good enough that you got to go for it. You don't really have anything else to do. Just trying to get the... Oh, wait. Okay. This is way later in the game than I'm supposed to do this, but people on YouTube always ask me to show the kingdom view, which is totally fair and a good idea, but I never remember. But now I'm remembering for this game. So here's the kingdom very briefly. I'm not going to show all the loots. I don't think one is even going to be gained ever. There's only one really weird way of activating Jeweled Egg, and it's not worth doing. All right, that was the kingdom. You can ritual the Jeweled Eggs, but it would be really funny if like ritual Jeweled Egg into ritual loot was somehow competitive here, but I'm afraid it's not. The thing with playing your horses as cantrips, right, is that then your supplies are like coppers for a shuffle or whatever. And so, yeah, it's a little bit of you're sort of you are in a sense stockpiling the draw, but it's very, very slow. It's very slow. Specialist on the horse. Now that's a lot more exciting. That's an interaction that's going to get us maybe over the hump. But boy, is it tough to draw through these coppers and estates every shuffle. It's a sad one for sure. You got to be looking to take some farmhands. Not for any reason other than just to have the estate not be in a shuffle. 2 charms are gone. I didn't even see that. I mean, charm's fine. I just, Why... This was pretty weird that Souter didn't like immediately play specialist on the horse. Was maybe a little bit lucky. Not really sure what this was for. Playing your market twice just does very, very little for you. It's just like, okay, here's a market. It's even would have probably been better to charm, or not to charm, to specialist the supplies. Which is easy to forget. I never actually remember that specialists can play treasures. These cantrip decks are going to be really bad. This is going to be bad enough that like treasure trove money. No, because now you know there's a copper on top. No way. No way. I mean, it's not that important. No way. No. Boo. I mean, I've asked for worse undos in my life. But my excuse is that my Dominion life is longer than most people's. It's not a very good excuse. And the charm gets completely busted by supplies. This is karma of a sort. Now the supplies. The doubled charms is asking him to gain 2 silvers. Oh gosh. I shouldn't enjoy this so much, but it truly makes me happy. What did we end up doing? So we don't play our supplies. We end up with a specialist and 2 highways. We've lost some horses along the way. Some good horses gave their lives. Some horses' lives didn't even get to come into existence because of the turn. It was just, a day for horses for sure. Now we have Any4Cards. Going to get to specialist supplies. It will also get them up to 5, which is a good dollar to have. Oh, I guess they had already played a copper, so gonna get them up to 6, which doesn't matter so much, but it's still super unclear if they're gonna put it together in a meaningful way. But it could happen. Realistically, people are just going to go until piles, or someone's going to start provincing, and then they're going to kind of waffle, just have bad decks. Those would be my guesses, but we'll see. One of the horses got... See, I think you just specialist horses when you get a chance. Maybe I'm wrong. It's going to be really funny if somebody else, by somebody else, I mean Any4Cards, also like tries to do the charm thing later on with specialist. Or even with... I guess it just happens with supplies every time. No, you can order it. You can order it at that point. You got a haggler. The haggler is nice as a little secret farmhands gainer. I mean, not so secret, I suppose, but you almost have enough money where the buy is better than the gain from charm, because then you would get to activate haggler twice, but we weren't quite there. If you had one more highway in play, it would be true. But you get to do one at least. What incredible, powerful decks. It'd be crazy if someone shuffles a shuffle where all their coppers and estates are on the bottom. Then we'll see a turn. But if that doesn't happen, you gotta trigger. This is a nice shuffle. Well, it worked out okay. I would have probably thought about not, or just pigging that horse, but it all worked out in the end okay. Found a supplies, or found a specialist with it, so it's about the same. I mean, the horse was gonna miss anyway, so yeah, that's fair. What do we buy? Market, interesting. I don't know if the power's in the market. I'm not sure, actually, between the highways at this point. It's kind of scary to lower. How many horses are out there? 9 horses out there. At least 3 in your deck. At least 3 in your deck. So your opponent's got no more than 6. Maybe it's not that scary. I would still be a little scared. I don't know why horse before like farmhands, that looks wrong. Obviously horse before the other 5s could give you some shot at finding specialists, which is pretty valuable. But horse before farmhands doesn't make a lot of sense. What do we get on the market? I mean, specialist market is getting us pretty close. We'll be up to 4 buys. Could take a tie. I don't actually know what else is in the deck here. More likely, you're probably just going to have to take a province, right? Or a couple province. I mean, you could specialist the highway and shoot for like a double province here, where you're haggling a couple nice 5s is pretty good. May even get to triple. They are kind of very quickly playing these horses as horse here, which is I'm not so sure about, but triple, I guess triple is kind of crazy. I don't know what else is in the deck here though. Not miles from it. 6, 9, 11. At least 12. 2 estates are gone, so the market draws at least $1 worth of value, whatever way. It is super funny when people get to the end here. I guess you're thinking about, I guess you're thinking about, farmhands is the only reason to kind of be slow on stuff. Well, you can, is this enough? I don't know. I didn't count. You've got 6 gains, so yeah, that gets there. Cool. Yeah, I thought lowering from a Sounder's turn was a little scary. Well, we had to sit around for it, but 12 turns to get a triple province 6/5 cost gaining turn is pretty good, so you know. These decks have been big finishers. Sad in the middle. Big endings. Which is nice. It makes me sound stupid when I talk about how bad they are throughout the whole game. That's always good. It's a good video. Okay, I'm gonna remember. Look, I clicked the Kingdom Supply. We have village and setup are our themes. So I don't know what that means, but heirlooms probably in the setup situation. Probably necromancer with the zombies. Let's just be like extra things. Here's a less sad royal galley. That's nice to see. Cards with setup of some kind, other than most strictly non-supply stuff. Marauder adds the ruins, I suppose. Alright, here's the kingdom. I'm not showing all these extra stuff again. It's too much work. Oh, and silver's gonna pump, or lucky coin's gonna pump the aqueduct up real quickly. But we also have colonies, which is exciting. And makes the aqueduct a little sadder. And also makes lucky coin a little sadder. But there's no there's not very much trashing here. There's a lot of like sifting type draw. Capital City gets through a lot. Eventually Mason, every little Mason hit that removes some junk from the themes are villages and setup. Every junk card Mason removes is a real win for the deck. Yeah, there's enough to get through the crap because of Capital City and King's Court and stuff. For sure. We can make it happen. But it is fortunately we have the lamp to help us out a bit. But they are going to have a lot of silvers. I think Prince is a village. There's no setup associated with Prince. The villages are Royal Galley, Bazaar, Capital City, King's Court, Prince. The setup stuff is this other junk. Prepare also, I assume, is village from village. I don't know how the landscapes work with the themes. I don't know what the rule for the kingdom generation, how that works. Yeah, aqueduct is set up. I think basically the bottom row is set up and emissary, and then the top row. We're playing fools a lot. Oh, they lost a Royal Galley right off the bat. I mean, that's not really true. Iris. I mean, it's like I mean, yes, in like the most general sense, but you can still make some distinctions. The big Ruin Market Royal Galley combo. That is true. We do get a lamp pop. And the Royal Galley is what is well, Royal Galley here is letting you. No, I guess it leaves play area, doesn't it? Yeah, so you still have to play the lucky coin. Need a lot of capital cities. This is mostly these themes are no trashing themes. That's the theme. Decks must deal with all their crud, all game themes. Did they buy Ruin Market? I missed that. I think that's actually crazy. Or did they do like a Mason into it? No, they sure bought it. Ruin Market buys are crazy. It's gonna be like turn 14 before they buy two things with it. I'm happy to be proved wrong on that, but it's gonna take a while. Eventually, you just kill your fool. I mean, when you try to get a better turn here, you blow the fool up. No, you gotta apprentice the fool. You actually have to. There's like wishes down in here, right? There's like, there's wishes and there's denial. Denial is one of the worst reasons to do anything in Dominion. Like, as like a way of thinking about things to do. But man, I'm pretty sure you want to apprentice the fool there. At least they didn't draw any of the wishes off the Wind's Gift here. Get to King's Court. Maybe this very turn, maybe turn 9, the Ruin Market will get a chance to shine. What is astrologers? Yeah. So astrologers is really good here too. It's gonna all work out. Actually, I'm pretty sure Any4Cards is just gonna crush at this point. I don't know. This is a pretty good turn. The problem is the pop is going to come with like, you have to trigger the shuffle, right? And so all this stuff was going to be out of the shuffle. I mean, I guess you can stop. Well, they didn't stop. But yeah, so like 12, this is such a massive shuffle. We're moving a little bit though. Get a galley also, that's kind of nice. Still a very big shuffle. But sometimes you just feel like you're in a, it was possible to pop without activating the shuffle. And I think maybe that would have been a little better. Maybe we find this capital city though. Now all of a sudden it's not so bad. Now you're just looking at 3 cards. Maybe the world's okay. You get to top deck a capital city. Things could be worse. I think the question mostly is like, could you have gotten basically this turnout just by going up to the end of the shuffle and then stopping? Buys it greedy. So greedy. The points, that's a lot of points, is true. But unless the game's ending, who cares? It's that siren song. Impossible to resist. I mean, what are our pile situations? Do we have any sort of pile situations? Nope. We don't really have a way to get to them either. Unless someone gets a Marauder, then we maybe get somewhere. Obviously, 6 $5 cards are going to disappear in a second. Gotta get those markets. It's the dream. It's the Dominion player's ultimate dream of the ruined market mattering. It probably would have been okay to go ahead and galley one of those things. I would have thought, but you can, I guess Royal Galley and a King Court is a little more exciting. Since you have, because you have the favor trick, it is a little juicier. So the last card is the Ruined Market. So don't play Zombie Mason, Betrayer. Capital City before Emissary. You have 2 favors, that's enough. You weren't, I don't know what, this is totally fine. You can top deck King's Court and Emissary, and then you have King King starting your next turn. Cave can't hear me, but you know. Just, you know, for the people who can't hear me. You can Mason here is pretty nice, actually. To swap like an estate into a secret cave is pretty good. What was the first Royal Galley played on? An Emissary. Well, if you have enough, you could also toss the lucky coin and try to get a galley off Mason. Also, I could get Urskift. If you got Urskift, then you just wouldn't even have to buy a galley. Didn't happen. What's your money here? 13. Yeah, I'm down with galley. Galley King's Court here. You can make an argument for just going for the bigger stuff. Just go King's Court Emissary and say these favors are enough to keep me in check. Inconsistency, you know, and not worry too much about the galleys. I don't mind the idea of trying to toss the coin to gain something better, but to be honest, like gaining the silvers at a certain point is probably a okay way of boosting your economy here. And the silvers themselves can be turned into galleys and stuff. What did they buy? King's Court Emissary. I think I like it better. I would have played the lucky coin. So I would have played the lucky coin and make those buys. Then I think you can gain a galley like mid-turn. Most likely. The thing is you have the plus buy, so I think I like putting the silvers into the deck. Your draw is going to be fine. What did they top deck? Didn't they have 2 favors? Why didn't they top deck a emissary? That looks like a big mistake to me. That Any4Cards is going to get king, but it's on these credit action cards when it could have been emissary off rip. I don't think... I guess because you can mason it. That's the only nice thing. Yeah, there's just, man, fishing for... You have to spend so many resources to try and find plus buy. It's really not very nice. This is not a very good Royal Galley target either. The Zombie Mason or the Necromancer is really bad Royal Galley target because you don't really want to play your Necromancer at the start of your turn. That's kind of weird. I'm not surprised by the colony buy. I don't even hate the colony buy. It's just it's probably not going to work out. So I think Any4Cards is underplaying the deck a little bit. Probably not enough to lose though. This is a hard deck to play. This has really got a lot of stuff. There's even some chances in there like S Sounder didn't go for it, and S Sounder doesn't really have as much of a resource, like extra resources to play around this kind of stuff. But like the Sky's Gift for a gold that can be masoned into a King's Court, that's like really powerful, and you can set these things up with astrologers and things, but you do sort of need to be in a spot where you've got extra junk, or not extra junk, extra resources, whether that's draw or actions or whatever. That's more possible for any 4 cards, much more possible than it is for Sounder. This is fun. I love Fool boards when they just get to keep playing Fool over and over again and pop it. See that joy every time. Now, Any4Cards is going to want to try and do something here to get Emissary activation. You also kind of want to give yourself a shot at some masoning as well. But as long as you just throw a bunch of stuff that maybe is okay to mason in there, then it's fine. You could gain guaranteed. You could give yourself could have given yourself a galley gain here, which I would have done, but whatever. It's not a huge deal. This is a little this is a bit underplayed, because you could have guaranteed a hit to get a galley. I mean, I don't know how worth it that is, but you are gonna have a bunch of favors though. You're not gonna dud. I also feel like you want to play Fool a little earlier than this, but I don't know. It's not probably a huge deal. They did set up a Mason hit, but they did it at a point where you can't play the Royal Galley. It's not crazy if you're any 4 cards to get a Marauder also. Yeah. The full play order has been weird. There's just a few things that can hurt you, like One's Gift, and you're just not giving yourself a chance to benefit from the boons as much as you could. That's really odd to not play it as well, but I guess if you're really convinced that the full play for your opponent is super nice, then I guess if Forest is in there, there's like some argument to be made to just never offer your opponent the boon again that way, but it does look like that since we got, yeah. So S-Sounder gets to move along a little bit. It's really hard to believe for me that the wishes shouldn't have turned into something. Though I understand there's like some advantage to leaving the flexibility there. But the problem is just, you know, S-Sounder can single colony or can add something to build their deck. Not both. Not really. Well, you know, 5s, but... And so then Any4Cards buys a couple colonies and it's just a wrap. Three Royal Galleys is, I guess, one on a King's Court is nice. You're going to have a little bit of a hard time finding super good uses for 3 of them. I'm sure you can play them, but... if you're Any4Cards, I guess is what I mean. It just doesn't work. You go to 33 here, your opponent goes to 32 if they want. They don't have to either. They can just not. People are going to look at this and say that Ruined Market Buy won it. I don't agree at all, but it did some things. I think Any4Cards was already ahead. It's true. It is the Dominion player's dream move. All right, what do we have here? Man, there's just like so much you can do to up the turn here, but it doesn't matter. It all just really doesn't matter. As long as you get enough favors to top deck your King's Court and your Emissary, then you've done enough, basically. I would like to see the Fool be played, but maybe it won't be. You're not leaving yourself anything nice to do with Necromancer. But did you get to... Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is just always Like, if your opponent gets to see one boon a turn, maybe that's fine. Like, maybe you just let them see one instead of three, rather than try and get the benefit. If you're already winning, it's surely to your advantage to just see have fewer boons come up, versus keeping the Fool train going. I mean, probably not. I'm not saying that it like moves the needle, but my guess is like if it does move the needle, I think it's probably bad for you. Like, you're just in a one position here. It's hard for me to think that one boon a turn for your opponent isn't way better, not way better, but isn't better than three potentially for wacky comeback scenarios. So although I wanted to see Fool played just to see boons, I think Any4Cards is right. I think they're correct. I do think this was a little aggressive with I mean, you'll probably replace them all, so who cares? This is probably a little aggressive on the favor side. But maybe not. Maybe it's fine. You just have a decent amount of stuff for Royal Galley, so. What's going to be... I think guest sounder is maybe kind of just clicking stuff. Any4Cards can very easily do the Mason mill too, so should be over next turn no matter what. Yeah, leaving three colonies here just doesn't stop the game ending. Astrologers is so good here. You just have a super free Mason on colony. If Any4Cards is paying attention to that. I didn't think they ever had enough to do triple colony, but well, I don't think so. Now you can secret cave the colonies and then be done. Nice. All right, nice game, nice game. We still haven't seen a game with trashing yet. We've been able to work around it. I say that the first game had trashing. It was okay. Like, to be fair, the first game had trashing, but it was a little weird. It wasn't that weird, but it was a little weird. Well, here it is. All right, so the themes here are transform and cost $4. So capitalism is transforming things. Search becomes loot. Swap, swap. Recruiter, I guess, is transform cost into villager. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know which 4 is not a 4. Maybe necromancer. Mason maybe is transform. Zombie mason. You could argue cemetery with the heirloom too. Or yeah, that's true. I haven't read the explanation of transform, so maybe I'm thinking remodel, but it's cards that turn themselves or something else into something else, but not like remodels. So it's not zombie mason. Unless it is zombie mason, but just because of it plays other cards aspect. It could be cemetery. My guess would be cemetery and research, I guess, if that's the explanation. But there are 2, right? Because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No way. And research. I don't know how to count. Well, no, because then isn't that too many? 1, 2. 3. Isn't that too many? Aren't there 5 kingdom cards that are 4? Right, there can be. Okay. I don't know how the theme algorithm works, to be honest at all. So. Right, of course they can appear in both, but I don't know how the thing generates them. Oh, mining villages too. Turns into dollars. Okay, so we have no village, no action issue here. Draw is a little weaker, but there are some nice draw things as well. A zombie apprentice and just recruiter on the fortress is a little bit of draw. So how have they gone so far? I spent so long looking at the kingdom, the theme part. Recruiter. Okay. Capitalism doesn't look relevant here, unless there's a trick I'm missing. Oh, that's kind of funny, except that the opponent does in this case have a lot of junk, but I don't know if you do it. Nope. You could have, you should have lost the necropolis. Should have trashed the necropolis. That was a mistake. There's no reason to keep the necropolis when your opponent offers you a free trash. So I don't agree with that. But I understand not trashing the coppers so you could silos up to your recruiter. Yeah. I'm just never a ghoster. I mean, ghost is okay. And there isn't draw, so the doubling something can be nice. I'm just not a ghoster. I know there's draw cave. I already said that a bunch. You're in here, right? I already said that. I already said exactly that. That's fair. Well, moat draw is pretty crappy. So that's what it looks like. The zombie apprentice is is better, but it's, I don't know. I'm also not a researcher. I like that. I like the research ideas, but it just isn't. You just don't get to use the cards. I'm not a researcher. I mean, sometimes you got to do it. But even like moat stuff, I think tends to beat it in terms of getting to do stuff with your deck. Any4Cards has bought a research though, and a search. Search and research were on a boat. Search fell out. Who's left? We get to swap the no, wait, you can't do that. That's not allowed. How many cards never have a pile? More than one. Less than 500. Buys. Oh, giving out the mining villages. That's interesting. Maybe you just did it because you didn't want to give them a fortress. I could believe that. Like maybe you just wanted a village, but you didn't think you should give the person with 2 recruiters the fortress right now. Ah, there you go. Even stronger argument, as Iris points out, that Sounder has a swap. So right now we can swap straight into Mining Village, Zombie Apprentice that fortress. And there we go. Now they have a swap. It is hard to kind of like accelerate your payload here. You know, there are some things to be done, but it's not the craziest thing in the world. I actually also agree, Cave. I refuse to believe that that was the play there. But it's done now, I suppose. People love Ghosts, though. It's that movie. There's so much trashing, it's not weird to take Ghost at some point. It's just weird to take it over having a turn. I like the, we gotta make sure to play this one fortress first before we start playing the recruiters, otherwise we'll run out. I mean, it is the correct order to play this stuff, it just... It will probably never ever matter again. We didn't get to the swamps. We didn't even get to the Ghost, so what was the point of any of it? This seems way slower to me than I'm imagining it to be, but I guess there's not like super good acceleration. Kind of expensive, the swaps and the recruiters and such. The fueling stuff is funny because everybody has swaps. It's just like you can just swap it. So it's almost like the embargo switch. You need some like asymmetry in the turns before your messenger stuff really matters. Otherwise, you're still just giving them a card. I think we'll see it's pretty bad to be drawing through the coppers every turn. We probably need another cemetery at some point here. But yeah, the payload is just not here. Wonder what the last card is. You somewhat annoyingly have to kind of keep track of your last card in case there's a really nice zombie mason to do. And otherwise you're pretty much blind on this stuff. I guess you can messenger and then you can see. You can just find out. If you forgot and you have one card, hey, there you go. Never mind, you don't have to track it. I take it all back. It is 2-1 in Any4Cards' favor. Unless I missed a game on my scorecard. Also, you may or may not be able to hear me. No idea. Here, I know how to solve that. Okay, do you see the message? The cemetery there, that's nice. Yeah, there it already happened once to Any4Cards, so now they're just returning the favor. But it looks like the play to me. The yeah, draw is still a problem. It's like a real problem. Buys 2 searches. Okay. That was a little ambitious. It didn't really work out. But we'll get to research the cemetery and see what happens the next turn. Yeah, we definitely need recruiters. What did the oh, it was a copper trash, okay. I wonder if Any4Cards spent all that time trying to remember what their last card in their deck was instead of using my one neat trick. We've got a fortress by Ghost. We ghosted a fortress. Not really a very good hit, but it's okay. Got the Necromancer back. You're not necessarily getting 2 good plays, or I guess you got the Spy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That would be pretty good, Gabe. I wouldn't mind seeing that either. Three searches. They're all in on this swap idea, I guess. But they only have 1 swap, right? Or who has 2 swaps? Somebody has 2 swaps. Yeah, I mean, I want loots too, but I don't have... They already don't have the draw to draw their 4 messengers or whatever. Not consistently. I think a good number of those searches are gonna be swapped. How close? I mean, the swap stuff isn't very good at emptying, to be honest. But it's not super far. I mean, you can swap like your cardinal and stuff into messengers, and that gets you pretty far along. I mean, like if Sounder buys a messenger here, then probably we're getting pretty darn close. But I don't think it can happen this turn. You just don't have the... Sounder here is going to do messenger, give out search. It's almost as... That's good. Like, Sounder here is going to probably buy messenger, give out searches, and be like, oh, I got a search. They didn't get a search. But then I have the draw. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Cape. I just knew it was coming. It wasn't, I'm not like, oh, this is what you should do. It's just that was clearly what was coming. It's also terrifying. You like give your opponent $9. No, just not $9, $3. I read the doubloons for some reason is going to, but like they have a swap for messenger. I don't know. It's going to be a little hard to get the messengers gone. What do we buy one? We're down. Let's say we swap into one and buy one. We're down to 3 and 2. So you would need $24 to do it all. So with the mining village, well, and the necromancer could help you. Yeah. So like, the classic JSH maneuver. If the Mason hits a 4. You're still looking at quite a bit of money that I don't think is in deck. It's not like horribly far off, but I don't think there. Well, the mining village is getting tossed. Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 17, 19. Yeah, you're just still... Because you have to... You just have to buy a lot of 4s. Like 1 million 4s. The good news is your opponent probably can just buy province and that's it. Most likely. Well, S-Sounder is going to see a little bit more because they can swap for a fortress and keep going a bit, but... Well, they didn't have any... don't know. I mean, again, they could do it. They could get a bunch of loots at the end of their turn, but I don't know that that helps so much. Three, 4, 5. Yeah. They only had one swap at the start of this turn. But yeah, otherwise you could do it. Yeah, that is true, Cave. Yeah, it's actually way more short money-wise than just that, because they don't have... They can't play these. And now they have less draw. This was a bit of a... I don't think capitalism is worth it here, but what I'm imagining has a lot more villagers by this point, so... They find a pile out on swaps. That'll be cute. They started doing it, so I'm assuming they've counted it up. This is the problem here. You run out of cards that aren't already gone. No, it works. Nice, nice, nice. I'm surprised there were enough non-search cards, but there were. Super nice. This is I mean, that's on... I'm not that I was totally looking out for it either, but that is on Sounder. They lowered. They lowered the piles. You know what's funny is if Any4Cards had not gotten a plus by loot, it wouldn't have worked. Which would have been really funny. All right, we're up to a match point in Any4Cards' favor. The themes for this one are treasures and type matters. So those seem fairly self-explanatory. We do have Bandit Fort and a Bandit, that classic combo. Villages are the tough thing here. Ironmonger is going to do its best, but there's only so much one Ironmonger can do. It likes them so much it kills them. Just like Bandit. What do we got? Replace. I kind of like the replace better than the Puka. So if you draw the Puka turn 3, you know, that looks better than the replace that you draw turn 4. The classic. It's just a lesson about bureaucracy and big organizations in there. Too many bandits. You can tiara your cursed gold and get 2 curses. Hunter is probably pretty good here. I think Bandit is not really buyable. Well, yeah, I mean, even though you can replace golds, it's still probably not worth it. And then Cutthroat might be worth it. Though how do you activate it is the issue, I suppose. That makes it a bit of a hard sell. How do you willingly activate it? Bit of a weird one. Probably the best deck just has like replace and hunters and ironmongers and, you know, whatever, a smattering of some other stuff, and then maybe plays with like 1 gold or something until it kills it at the end, or 1 or 2 golds and kills them at the end. Well, the first one was clean. I guess the first one was guaranteed to be clean, but another possibility for this game is just that it becomes a Curse Estate Ironmonger 3 pile. The classic replace maneuver. No hunters yet, I'm surprised by, I think. But Ironmongers are tempting even when you have 5. Well, if you're spinning coffers, like here, how to do it is not super clear. Man. Hunter is really good. That's the problem. That's the problem with Hunter. Is that it's a very good card. And it's also infuriating. At times. We've gone estate into... I would have been... I would have been at least a little tempted to just do Curse Estate there. Because you already have a pretty good number of Ironmongers, and like the change from Curse to Estate in the Ironmonger deck is fairly large. Now I understand the Ironmongers are disappearing, so you feel like you want to get them while the getting's good, but it also just sucks for your opponent to have a curse, you know. It's not a good card. Get to Tiara here. The old Tiara Ducat. Which is like, I don't know if did I click the castle for this one? Here's the castle again. I think I did actually. I actually think Hunter's probably correct, but I sort of think you should be thinking about just a second replace to just try and do this estate thing. Because curse to estate is such a big point swing at this point, and your opponent has no deck. Your opponent has no deck. The deck just will keep getting worse. It seems like a pretty straightforward way to win first sounder. In my mind, at least. It's funny, the Falconer doesn't help you all that much now. Though you can, at bare minimum, pick up Cabin Boys or whatever, and maybe at the end pick up a TR or something. The Cabin Boys are pretty good for free things. Like, that's, nice. Here, how much money do you have? 6, 8, 7 plus coffer. This has got to be Curse Estate. Like, if you do something besides Curse Estate, I think it's actually too greedy. That's not... It's such a good attack and deck transformation here to go curse to estate. I really don't like estate to Cabin Boy. I think it'll be fine. I don't think the decks are very close, but I don't like it. Wait a minute. No, never mind. Well, I don't know. I think earlier in the turn. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Haka. I didn't like this ducat gain either. I don't know what... I don't get it. Sometimes I just don't get it. I also think Cutthroat is, like, not that good here. So again, I guess I have to say I think that Sounder's deck is just so much stronger at this point that it'll be fine no matter what, but I don't think he's playing to the strengths of the deck. That's why Hunter should never be bought or played. I'm just really hoping to see that curse get hit here. Nope. Sad to me. This is my commentary thing where I have, like, in my head I have a vision and then it doesn't occur and then I start feeling extraordinarily uncomfortable in my own body. Because I can't impact what's happening on the screen. Yeah. You just have to play enough replace games against like somebody who's willing to do it every time to realize that it just sometimes is the thing to do. Even though sometimes it's bad, but just like it's a real attack. And when there's a pile already gone, it's like obviously a viable point swing, like ending a way to end the game too. Like I hope they get a doubloons and get double negative. Nope. Okay. It's just hard to put, and the more, and sort of the more they deviate from just like Ironmonger Estates replace Hunter or whatever, the Ironmongers get worse. They just, because like the Ironmongers hitting action cards isn't very good. And your like ability here to really do super exciting things is just a little limited. I think like again, I think this path is fine. I think Sounder will win the game. It's just like really, like they really have a dream to replace this gold that they bought. You don't want to buy another gold now because you didn't kill the other one. So you don't want to buy, so then the cutthroat is just kind of sitting out. Or you do it, and now you don't even have much of a points lead. I don't know. Again, this is just a classic Dominion commentary situation where you sit there and complain about the person who's winning and is going to win doing things that are probably at the very least okay. And it's fine. It's fine. I don't have any secret history. I guess I have some small amount of secret histories, but I don't have as good a memory for it as you do. And I also haven't written it down anywhere. Tiara is a fun card. I will not lie, I would love to see Sounder lose this game. I don't know that it's possible, but I would sort of love to see it. I don't like the cutthroat buy. I think if you're Any4Cards, like the long game is clearly bad for you. So you need to, your angle is again like the pile out. You can make some arguments for Sounder not going for the pile out just in the sense of maintaining deck control and whatever they are winning. But for Any4Cards, there's there's no shot that a cutthroat is doing anything, is moving the needle in any way. We do finally get the glorious gold to province, big point swing, exciting times play. Which is really what we're here for, so I suppose it was worth it all in the end. Sounder giving us at least a game 6. We'll see if we can get to the coveted game 7 in just a moment. This is software as a service. Is the score right now. My favorite kind of software. Our themes are cost $3 and cost matters. Which again, I think are clear enough. We won't be too confused about it. Got another another triple landscape. City state, the craziest ally in some senses. And it does have importer, one of its crazier buddies. So you can do the opening. You can play your opening. Play your first 2 openings if you want to. Sometimes you play your opener as an importer and then you play the 5 and then you don't actually play your second opener in some sense. It is 3-2 in Any4Cards' favor at the moment. First, that's correct. What can you do here? You can also do the Way of the Butterfly ladder if you want to do 5 on your first turn. If that's really, like, if you really want to play a villain on your first turn, you can do it. It started at 3 o'clock. Well, 3 Central, so I don't what version of I haven't played a tournament in a while. I don't know what round of UTC I'm in right now. -6 or -5. That is a good way of describing it. Why did I think of that? I wonder if like on the 4 if the research is like a nice opener. That's okay. You typed it. It was out there before I did it, I think. Cave. But we are there on the wavelength. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of nice there are a lot of nice things to do with the city state in the opening. It'd be kind of hard to tease out exactly which of those things is the best thing. Yeah, I don't know, because you're right. Like, you're not really, I don't know. The deck in the end is like villain money, basically. I think there's not, you're not going to miraculously make Shantytown work, or There's not much for bishop to do. Undo the villain play. So are they going to gain a research? Gaining a scrap. Okay. I guess at least they didn't reveal a hand without anything to attack, and then they undo not attacking at all. That's true, Cave. Yeah, what do you... I just think you're in the... No, I'm not. I'm not looking to print something because who cares? Though you could do it, I guess. Prince, that's true. Prince Horse is good. Prince is so hard to buy. Gets a buy. Secluded Shrine Shantytown. Neither of those were on my card. That's that is way more ambitious than I imagined. They did draw the shanty clean right away though, so that's something. It always looks good when you buy Shantytown and then draw without actions at the top of your next shuffle. Just where are you going with it all, you know? Can you guys hear the thunder? I don't know how much. I mean, it's pretty loud, so... But I don't know how much the microphone picks up of it. It was a big boom. So no. Just regular waxing. Now everybody's into the Shantytown land. I think one time one of the Australian guys asked me where I was from in the middle of a match. But he didn't sing in the song. Prince Horse fan report. Listen, if you can get it, more power to you. But how? Simply research the villain. it's not, you know, it's about what could we have been doing in the interim. You know, it's about how many golds and coffers would we have by now is what we're fighting against. And that's what makes it hard. Because I guess it is only turn 6. Well, they were accelerated, right? They're secretly playing turns 2 and 3 while they were, or like playing turns 3 and 4 while they were playing turns 1 and 2. So the turn count, not exactly the story. Prince versus Prince. Nope. Now we've got the gold. If you were at one point gonna be buying golds, where are the shanty towns for? Well, okay, that was to trash. That's a little different, but I don't know. Who can keep track? Prince is a tough one because, you know, like you don't buy it anyway. I do like Prince though. I like the effect. Just hard to get. It did change colors. I don't even remember what Gray Prince was like, you know? What are we doing here? What is anybody doing? We scrapped for importer. We took a horse. What was command? I don't know. Command got proliferated across a lot more things over time. But I don't know. You know, these playing things and becoming things stuff, that all had to be sorted out over time. It's really just a courtier buff. That's the main thing. We are going to get to Prince our horse. A maroon buff. No, it's orange. There goes the shanty town. What's the Z? Oh. Now we're going to see what happens when you get to start your turn with 2 more cards. Does it change the game for Sounder? That is true. Shantytown is, I can't actually get over 3 Shantytowns being bought. Shantytown is, you know, a card you buy to play Torture. Looky there, we got, okay, we're gonna get a gold buy and a couple copper trashes probably. More, let's get 4 or 5 horses down here. At least. Alright, we're in the provinces. They're gonna be pretty consistent. Well, they're gonna be okay. Maybe not that consistent. If Any4Cards wants to do it again, they're already gonna have to burn off all these coffers. We've scrapped the research. I think I would have gone the other direction. In this moment. So one person got Prince and Horse, and the other person, I'm not sure what they did in the meantime while that was happening. So it didn't really turn into a I would have expected the person not going for Prince and Horse to have bought, you know, a couple provinces at least. But since that didn't happen, it's looking a little scary for Any4Cards, which means we'll get a game 7 most likely. On the other hand, Sounder didn't get to play villain there, so the villain would have been, there would have been something. We're gonna get coin, silver, horse, probably. Because you could try for a card, there might be a villain down here. That would be a pretty good play to hit the villain. So you might try card instead of silver. I guess if it's only villain and copper, you can just do card. Well, you probably still want the coin just to save the coffer. I don't know what's down here though. I think there is a villain. But I don't know what the other card is. They were playing for the villain. Now they've drawn both of them. They can discard one of them to the other villain and then play province. I guess you'll discard province still in case you find your shantytown. Do you do, I guess you probably scrap research here. Card coin, silver horse. Hope you draw another coin and don't have to, or a silver or something, and save a little coffer. It's also nice to have the estate as sounder, since you're player one and you're doing the overtaking. I guess buying the even or lowering to even numbers on provinces is a nice spot to have the estate. The choices here are not hard, I don't think. I guess if you had taken action, you would have gotten to draw more. I don't think you can count on getting by. I don't think you can count on finding plus buy. I don't know. Maybe researching the villain was enough, but I don't know that the double. I just don't know that you can count on getting any of that. I guess enhance helps a little bit with that, but someone may eventually accumulate enough coffers. Like, Any4Cards is not that far from it. In this hand, but obviously it's not there. It's not like miles away from it, but eventually people will have the coffers. If they're just buying duchies, they're going to accumulate coffers. It's not. That can't be the play. That can't be the odds here. Well, no, yeah. I think you're right, actually. Yeah, it's just $1. Yeah, you should actually do that. if you're Any4Cards here. I don't know what the last 2 cards. It might even be guaranteed. If both of the last 2 cards give money, then it's guaranteed. That's so nice. Any4Cards is just on top of the in-game stuff, like really, really nice. I don't know who this person is either. I've never watched them play before. I don't even like I've not hated, but I haven't even liked a lot of the deck compositions. But the end game, the win finding has been very, very good. So well deserved. Gosh, I just cannot say the word. Congratulations to Any4Cards on taking this tournament. Thank you to the TOs. I think it was Bien Chen and Razi. And thanks to Donald X for making the list for everyone to play with. So thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Congrats also to S Sounder for getting second. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later.